So, dear student, today we are going to start page now open page number 66. We are studying lesson 11 soil. In this lesson, I have told you about these breaks, breaking up of the rocks, about the weathering of the rocks, and mechanism of weathering of rocks, how weathering takes place, and which factors affect on the weathering. Today, we are going to study about the sand and the soil. Sand is barren as it cannot hold water. Also, it does not have any food for plants. Sand, when get mixed with humus, take the shape of the soil. Humus is the remains of plants and animals present in the soil. So, sand is the barren soil and that it cannot hold the water. I last time I told you about one activity by which you can demonstrate that the sand can hold a very less amount of the water. So for this experiment activity, you have to take a vessel and make a hole in the vessel at the bottom of the vessel, and you fill the vessel with the sand, and you pour in the sand about the 50 ml of water. 50 ml of water, you hold this hold in the sand, and you see that the water by drop it is collected in a another vessels which is kept below the main vessels, and you observe that the most of the water, almost all amount of the water which you have poured in the vessel comes down and collected the vessels which is kept below the vessel containing the sand. So this experiment tells that the water holding capacity of the sand is the very less. It means a very little amount of water may be found in between the sand particles. So also it does not have any food for the plants, and sand when get mixed with the humus is the remains of the plant and the animals. Humus is the remains of the plants and the animals. So soil, when soil contains the humus, and then it become the fertile and may be useful for the growing of the plant. Soil is not barren. Different plants can grow in it. Some soils are more fertile than the other. The fertility of the different soil may variations in the fertility of the different type of the soil. Some soils are the more fertile, while some soils are the very less fertile. Soil containing more amount of the humus will be more fertile, and contains a less amount of the humus will be less fertile, and least amount of the humus will be least fertile soil. Some soils are more fertile than others, so soil have been the name accordingly. Clay and loams are the two cheap kinds of the soil. Clay soil is used to make the earthen pots. Loamy soil is best for the growing plants. So next on the layers of the soil. Layers of the soil. Soil is made up of different layers. Soil is made up of different layers. You see in the diagram, page number 66, different layers of the soil is given. The soil at a place is made up of different layers. The uppermost layer is called the topsoil. Different layers of the soil. If you see the structure of the soil, you find such a structure. The soil, one layer is there, and that layer contains the humus, and the plants are growing in these layers. Plants are growing in these layers, and after that next layer is there, after that next layer is there, and that is called as the subsoil. And at the lower layer, that is made up of big stones, and this layer is called as the, this is the lowermost layer, and this layer is called as the bedrock. So first is the topsoil, next one is the subsoil, this layer is subsoil, and this layer is called as the bedrock. And this is the layers of the soil. Layers of soil. This diagram shows the different layers of the soil. So soil at a place is made up of different layers. The uppermost layer is called a topsoil. This is the topsoil in which plants grow. Topsoil is made up of fine sand and humus. This layer of the soil is best suited for the growth of the plant. So plants are growing in this region. Roots reaches only up to the top, only in this region, only top soil. This layer of soil is best suited for growth of the plants. These layers, the layer below the top soil is called as the subsoil. This layer is sandy and contains small stones. This layer subsoil is sandy and contains small stones. Just below the subsoil, the layer of the stones and rocks called as the bedrock. So just below the subsoil, bedrock is present. So it is consists of different layers are there. Uppermost layer of the soil is the topsoil, and just below the topsoil is the subsoil, and the innermost layer of the soil is called as the bedrock. That is made up of the large stone. This consists of the stones. And next is the soil erosion. Next we have to study about the soil erosion. Next, what we have to study about the soil erosion. Soil erosion. Soil erosion. So soil is always being eroded by the action of wind and the water. This process is, you see, this process is accelerated during the rainy season. And if the soil is barren, if soil, if the earth, if the field is the barren, this process is the accelerated. If the soil is the covered with the plants, then erosion process is the reduced. So soil is always being eroded by the action of wind and the water. The process in which soil is taken away from land by the natural agents such as the rain, flowing river, and the strong wind is called the soil erosion. So what is the soil erosion? The process in which soil is taken away from land by natural agents such as the rain, flowing water, flowing river, and strong wind is called as the soil erosion. Suppose soil is there, and if it is reached from this region to that region, this process is called the soil erosion. Suppose one land is there, and this land during the rain, this receive the rain, and the uppermost layer of the soil is the eroded. It is run away along with the soil, and it is the collected into the lower land, into the where water is collected. This water brings the soil along with it. So in this way, soil layers which eroded are removed from this region, are attached into the are deposited into this region. That is why the water body gradually become the shallow, because the soil from the different areas comes into the water body along with the rainwater. So the water body become the shallow in due course of the time. Factors responsible for soil erosion. Factors responsible for soil erosion: when it when it rains heavily, the water carries away the fertile soil with it to other places. Rivers also carry soil from one place to another place. So rainwater can transfer the soil from one place to another place, and this process is called the soil erosion with the help of the water. Now wind often blows wind often blow the soil away and deposit it at new places. As the tough soil is loose and soft, it is easily blown away by the winds. Now next on the deforestation. Deforestation is also responsible for the soil erosion, as roots that hold the soil are destroyed. So plants, you know that the plant roots work as the soil binder. If plants are cut down, ultimately roots become the dry, and roots become also dry, and so they cannot hold the soil, and by the rainwater, by the rainwater soil is blown away from one place to and reach to the another place. Next, erosion is very harmful to our the soil. It becomes poorer and gives scanty crops. Water and the wind carry away the top soil, which is the rich in the plant food. Every year, a lot of the soil is being washed away into streams, rivers, and the seas. So, soil erosion is the very harmful for the nature, for the agriculture, since the upper fertile layer of the soil is blown away by the water and the air. So soil become the fertility of the soil become the lost. Thank you. That's for today only.